So, a lot of times you may be watching my videos and one of the words that you hear is the word assets, right? We use it a lot. Let's face it, I'm a CPA, I'm a certified public accountant, I'm going to talk like that. I try not to get too much into lingo, but that is one of the key words I want you to have a takeaway from. I think a lot of us think, when we think of our assets, I think we kind of all know about cash, right? That's obviously carries a value. We own it outright if it's in our pocket, that kind of thing. But what else are assets? Well, and I'm going to try to be really kind of straightforward on this and not accounting geek. So assets are anything that carry a value, right? And it's not the intrinsic value, right? It's actually like a portable value, right? It's something that you can trade, right? So what we say is like liquid assets are things that you can readily exchange for something else, right? So for instance, well, credit cards are a liability because you're going to eventually owe them that money. Having good credit is essentially an asset, right? So having access, having ability to borrow is an asset, right? But then we also have things like real estate, right? So that's a little bit more obvious. We have an asset. Now, it's lowered by the amount you may owe a bank on it, but that's an asset. At the end of the day, it's hopefully going to appreciate and grow over time. Other things that are assets are like our stocks. Some of us have gold and silver. Some of us might have savings accounts for retirement that we've been putting deferred money into, like a thrift savings plan if we're in the military, or perhaps a 457 for our police and first responders, or a 401k if we're a business owner. Those are all assets. If we're a business owner, our business itself is an asset. Now, we might have things that are very obvious, like the tools and trucks that go into our business, but that book of business, that relationship that we have with our clients, is also considered an asset. So, how do we take stock of all of these things and kind of just understand where we flesh out? Well, a good starting point, and kind of the most straightforward starting point, is to use our retirement inventory. Not only do we look at the things that have a high amount of liquidity, we also look at things like even your home value and your home equity value. And you might have to, if you have multiple homes, times two, so to speak. But start there. If you have a business, what I would encourage is you kind of give us a call and we would talk about things like the very obvious, right? It might be on your tax returns if you have a partnership or something like that. Or we'll talk about the things that your business owns, but we're also going to talk about those relationships, right? It's that list of customers that you have that call you every single year to come out and service their air conditioner or come out and custom cut your fields or things like that. It's, those types of things. We would take stock of all that and try to come up with basically what we think your net worth is, right? So we'll look a little bit of like what you owe on it, but at the same time we're going to come up with what your net worth is and see what are your assets. And then we're going to say, where are they? Are they sitting in something that's liquid, that's subject to risk? Is it sitting somewhere that it's subject to tax risk or perhaps civil risk? We're going to look at all those things and see where they're positioned. See, we're an asset protection firm, and what we're going to try to do is preserve those assets. And not only are we going to look at the value, which is what most CPAs do, right? We're going to dive a little bit deeper and look at how are they structured? Where are they sitting? What are they exposed to? And is there a way that we can protect them a little bit deeper by repositioning them to prevent things like valuation risk, or like basically our business has got a great value because we got all the customers coming because everyone needs a new air conditioner this year in this subdivision, versus like tax risk, right? This chance that taxes are going to go up. We're going to look at all that and we're going to have a discussion with you and see if we can make some small changes in order to end up with, one, protecting your assets better, but over time having more money by minimizing all of this risk. So we went a little bit past what are just assets, but we're also talking about where are those assets sitting in, and that's the one thing that we're going to really dive deep in with you, well beyond, I think, what your typical advisor is going to do for you. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, we encourage you to check out our Facebook. We would love to have you join our community, to join the chat and learn helpful hints on how to maximize your retirement, how to minimize your taxes, how to prevent yourself from civil risk, and just learn in general on how to be a little bit more financially savvy. And if you haven't done so already, we would love for you to like and subscribe and keep watching our videos and check out our library. We have lots of good tips for you. See you all next time.